So every day on YouTube, you hear all these creators talking about how amazing and cheap Thailand is. But is there a dark reality that's not being told on YouTube and social media about foreigners coming to Thailand and going broke? Well, we're gonna talk about today on the channel because I feel like that is something that is not talked about enough. When all the content we talk about, how affordable or cheap Thailand is, but in reality, a lot of foreigners do come here and literally leave with pockets on E, or get to a point where they can't even afford to get back home. So how do they end up in this situation? How does this happen? I thought Thailand was so affordable and everything here is super cheap, which I know some of you guys find the word cheap offensive, but whether I say cheap or affordable, mind you, it means the exact same thing. It can mean, be taken the wrong way by anybody, because if I say something is affordable to someone else, it's not affordable. If I say it's cheap to someone else, it's not cheap. So no matter what word I use, it can be taken offensively. But regardless of the point, let's look at the deeper situation or issue that lies at hand. So all the time I talk about on my channel that if you're gonna move overseas, especially somewhere like Thailand or anywhere beyond your home country, that you should do it with cash flow and not just a savings. So there's two groups of people we're gonna talk about when it comes to foreigners going broke. One is the group that moves overseas with a large savings, thinking to themselves, with this amount of money, I know I can survive because Thailand, once again, is so cheap. And number two is the people who watch the content and see that they can rent somewhere for $100 and get a meal for 40, 50 baht, which is like $1 and some change, and think that they can move over here with no money at all. And guys, there are issues that 100% arise with both parties, and I will 100% say that do not move over here with no money. As cheap as you may think Thailand is, expenses can add up very quickly. So between these two groups, what goes wrong? How do they end up in a situation where they have no money left, even though they came here with thousands of dollars, or came here with just, an idea that they could just somehow survive off of vibes? Well, that is not the case, guys. So I want to talk about some of the bad habits and things, situations that foreigners end up in Thailand and how they end up going broke. And so let's go ahead and jump into some of those things so that you can avoid being this person. So once again, let's talk about one of the underlying issues at hand. So when I talk about coming to Thailand with the savings and no income, now this can be okay depending on your age and exactly how much money you have and the lifestyle you plan to live while you're here. All the time people ask me, how much does it cost to live in Thailand? And that is not really a question we can answer without having context. Mind you, my lifestyle will be different from your lifestyle. Your lifestyle will be different from mine. So I can't tell you how much Thailand costs to live. I can only tell you how much it costs for me to live, because we all have different habits and experiences and wants and needs, right? So I might come to Thailand and I may be happy with an apartment or a condo that costs $200 per month. But you may come here and want something that costs $800 per month. Well, automatically right there, we have different costs of living. And so what my costs of living are now invalid. Now, what's this about Thailand? Thailand is a country that pretty much can serve all budgets, whether you're coming here, you don't have a whole lot of money to spend per month, or if you want to come here and ball out, literally it's there. So Thailand can take your money at any level. So yes, you can come here, and if you want to live very, very, very modest life, yes, you can, despite what people say, you can find somewhere to stay per month for $100. It's probably not going to be ideal, it's not going to be big, it's probably not going to be nice, but yes, it does exist. And so if anyone says it doesn't, literally hasn't looked in the right places, because I've seen it, even today in 2024. But once again, so I'm big on cash flow over savings. So when I say that savings can work depending on your age and how much money you have, is that, okay, if you're older, you have a large lump sum of savings, I mean like, let's say over $100,000, and you're living a modest lifestyle, you're not doing anything too crazy, okay, should you be fine? Sure. But my only problem with savings, especially being young, and I would never move to Thailand on savings if I was at my age, I would definitely want to have cash flow. The reason why is because you want to think of money, and cash flow is like a river, right? Savings is like a swamp. It's not going, like it's dead water, right? So you think of a river, it's flowing. So cash flow is continuous, meaning that if I get low on money in a month, right, I know that it's about to replenish. But if I just have savings, it's not replenishing, it's only depleting. And so literally it becomes a ticking time bomb if you're trying to come up to Thailand and live off of savings. especially when we get into like the habits, like I said, that lead people to going broke. And as I mentioned before, if you come here with no money at all, that is just literally asking for problems, and that is 100% a ticking time bomb. Obviously one that's faster, that's gonna blow, other than somebody coming here with a savings, that also is a ticking time bomb. Obviously having money is good, but having none is just absolutely, honestly, it's just stupid. Don't do it. So without further ado, let's jump into number one. What is one of the number one ways that foreigners come to Thailand and go broke? And one of those things literally have to do with business. And there's a few things I want to cover when it comes to coming to Thailand and doing business. Number one is coming to Thailand with whatever amount of money you have, thinking, I'm going to start a business. And you've never ran a business in your life. You don't have any business experience at all. I'm not convinced that Thailand is the place to be experimenting on your entrepreneurial journeys. If you've never started a business before, I would be very, very careful about taking your hard-earned money, moving to Thailand and trying to start a business and trying to live the dream life out here. Can you be successful? Am I telling you that it can't work? No, I'm not saying that. Could you be successful? 100%. But so many foreigners come here, don't hire good lawyers or a good team and really understand business in Thailand, and they go broke. And so obviously, can you go broke in the US starting a business? 100%. But coming to a country you've never lived in before, you've never started a business, I think that is another not so smart thing to do. But what else happens in business? What other business mistake do a lot of foreigners make? Well, a lot of guys come out here, they meet the woman of their dreams, they think, they start a business with this said woman, mix business and pleasure, things start to go not so good, and before you know it, that business is taken from right underneath you because you didn't properly do your homework, you jumped the gun too fast, and you made a Thai girl mad. I don't know what you did, but you made her mad. And she's a partner on your business because you thought you needed, a Thai partner or whatever to start your business. And so that's what happened, right? And so you thought of a good person to do it with. Hey, I'm dating this girl or I'm marrying her. Why not let her be the person on the paper for the business? And I think that is definitely something that you're asking for problems. I would advise against it because, once again, I've witnessed firsthand foreigners lose their business because they mix business and pleasure. So if you're gonna start a business, definitely, once again, do your research, talk to a good attorney, a lawyer before you structure your business. And I wouldn't let, any one person, Thai or whatever, have too much power. Don't let anyone be able to make decisions without you. Just one piece of advice when you come out and start a business, because, you take your hard-earned money and start a business, you don't want to lose it because, your relationship is not working out so well. So just keep that in mind when it comes to doing business out here in Thailand. Is one, definitely have some business knowledge. Don't just come out here thinking that, oh, you can throw money around and your business is going to be successful, because chances are it's probably going to fail. And also don't mix business with pleasure. And this advice is honestly universal. This is advice that's probably good for you to have even in the States as well, or wherever you're from. Number three, when it comes to business, is people just doing shady business in general, right? Not properly vetting people who present you business opportunities, not properly doing your research on investment opportunities. There's a lot of shady things that can happen in Thailand. We won't talk about too much, but shady things do happen here. And so that means that shady business happens here. And so definitely be mindful of investment opportunities or people that are trying to do business with you, because this will lead me to my next point. A lot of foreigners end up in Thailand and overseas for various reasons. Some are nefarious, right? Some people that you'll meet out here are running from something, whether it's criminal activity, or situations back home, or whether they're running from themselves, trying to come over to this country and to reset and try to come off as a different person. But usually those people, their colors show pretty quickly, and it'll be revealed why they're in the situation they are in now. Everyone that comes overseas is not a good person. I'm just being honest with you guys. So when it comes down to getting to know people when you first come over here, everyone has a story. A lot of people are making up stuff. A lot of people will pretend that everything is, green and sunshine and flowers and dandy, when in reality it's not. Some people you meet that move over here will be miserable. Some will be scammers, some will be, I don't know, people are, a lot of different characters you meet out here, like I said, guys, a lot of characters. So I would just say when it comes to meeting people, be very mindful of the information you divulge, and, you know, definitely try to vet people before you come friends with them, because there are some sketchy characters out here. Like I said, people move out here for various reasons. They'll tell you otherwise, like, oh, I'm moving out here for this and that, but there's might be a more underlying reason once you get to know them. Right, so be mindful of the information you're revealing, you know, about like how much money you have and different stuff like that, because you never know who's listening and you never know what people's intentions are. So I'm not saying don't make friends with people. That's not what I'm saying at all, right? But what I am saying is just be careful, right? Be careful of the crowd you choose to indulge with and engage with when you do decide to move to Thailand. Because this will now lead me to my next point. Is a lot of people come to Thailand and fall into bad, unhealthy habits. Some of those habits being basically drinking themselves to death. Right? I love to see, you know, the older crowd and people come out here and have fun and live their life. But there are a lot of people who we must admit come out here and fall into literally unhealthy habits of literally just pretty much hanging out at go-go bars every day. And they're in love with the soys, which soy means alleys. You know, there's different alleys here in Thailand where, you know, you can get certain needs satisfied. And, you know, those type of habits, not only are they unhealthy to be doing all the time, but they're also expensive, right? So a lot of guys, they go broke because they fall in love with the nightlife, the drinking, and the easy access to women that you find out here in Thailand. And so I just want to give you guys some of these warnings, because so many people, like I said, the sweet dream of Thailand quickly turns sour because, like I said, either hang around the wrong people or falling into bad habits or doing bad business. And this, like I said, it's not talked about enough. A lot of foreigners, they come out here but literally quickly go broke and have to go back home. I mean, guys, I've literally met foreigners who didn't have enough money to catch the subway. So if you think everybody who comes out here is living life and balling, no. Some people are moving out here and living a worse life than they had back home. But oftentimes it doesn't make it to YouTube because, right, that's not appealing to the masses. But I feel like, you know, one of my jobs as a content creator and, like, you know, trying to provide you guys some information for the ones who seriously want to move out here is that you guys should know all of the reality. And I'm not saying that this, you know, these foreigners going broke will be you, but since you watch this video, hopefully this will prevent it from being you. Or maybe none of these things even interest you. Maybe you're like, I don't drink. I'm not interested in hanging out with the women. You know, I want to come out here and live a very modest life, and, you know, and you have cash flow. Cool, great. Well, this video is not for you then. Like, you know, good. I'm glad you're not someone who's going to fall into the situation. But I do know that there are many who will, because yeah, they just, you know, they don't weigh all the pros and cons and might get ahead of themselves with making certain decisions when it comes to living out here. And it, you know, Thailand's a place you can quickly and easily get distracted and lose your head and lose your focus and end up on a bad path. I want to take a second to mention the Wise debit card. If you're someone who travels a lot, this is a card you're going to want to have. So what is the Wise card and what does it do? So with the Wise card in his app, it allows you to send and spend money in over 40 different currencies without any hidden fees. It can be done easily and quickly. So for example, while I'm away from Thailand, I can still pay my rent and send it directly to my landlord's bank account using the Wise app, and it sends the money in literally minutes. And my Wise debit card is accepted online and in shops and restaurants around the world. The best part of it is Wise is free to download and get started with. So what are you waiting for? Download a Wise account today and be sure to use the link in the description to help support the channel. And obviously it won't cost you any extra, but I would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, back to the video. Peace. And so I feel like, you know, one of my responsibilities is to properly prepare you guys who've never been here, never lived here, for what could be a reality for you. But with that being said, what are some other ways that foreigners go broke out here in Thailand? Another big one is health issues. So oftentimes, like I said, with people coming out here and not necessarily taking care of their health, lack of exercise, lack of proper diet, too much drinking and whatnot, leads to health issues. And if you're not properly covered, you don't have good insurance, or even say a medical emergency happens, you're riding a motorbike, you crash, boom, now you have a medical bill of $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 that you have to pay out of cash because you don't have any type of insurance or coverage. And now you're begging family back home and a GoFundMe to try to pay that bill and get out of here. Also, don't want that to be you. And this is a good time to mention Safety Wing. So Safety Wing is an insurance for nomads and world travelers, and coverage starts at as little as $55 per month. And they have basic plans such as travel insurance, which will cover things like medical emergencies, trip interruption, and more. And also, if you're living abroad for more of a longer period, you should check out the Nomad Health Insurance. All information for Safety Wing will be linked below this video. I highly suggest, once again, if you're traveling, if you're living abroad, check out Safety Wing so you can at least have some type of coverage so you don't have to depend on family or GoFundMe in the unfortunate event that something happens to you. Once again, if you do decide to sign up for Safety Wing, use the link below the video. It will not cost you any extra, but it will help support the channel, and I will greatly, greatly appreciate it. But guys, while mentioning this, like I said, do take care of yourself. Do take care of your health while you're here. Don't neglect that. Like, health is wealth. Without good health, guys, nothing matters. Not how much money you have, none of that. Your health should be number one in your life, so whether you're living here or anywhere around the world, do still, engage in exercise, live a healthy lifestyle, because literally health is all you have in this life. But also, if you choose not to use Safety Wing, please at least do your research and find some type of insurance coverage for living out here, at minimum, some type of emergency insurance. Because, like I said, guys, I've known, like, being here for, for almost 2 years, I've met foreigners who've gotten in bike accidents and just numerous things, obviously, that were unfortunate. Luckily, some survived. Some people even, they died. This gives me another point to mention that if you're gonna ride motorbikes out here, please be safe, guys. Wear a helmet, wear eye protection so stuff is not flying in your eyes, you're not, getting stuff in your eyes and you can't see, and then that leads you to an accident happening. But be very, very aware and vigilant when you're motorbikes. I ride motorbikes now, especially if I'm in Pattaya. I'm in Bangkok, I just take the subway, the SkyTrain. But I want to mention that people cannot drive out here. I'm just being honest, it might not sound good, but people cannot drive out here. There's honestly, the roads almost seem lawless because you'll have people driving against the grain of traffic, especially motorbike people. They really don't care. From your regular drivers to your taxi drivers, they'll literally do whatever. Like, traffic will be going this way, they'll come this way because a lot of times they want to take a shortcut, they're going to be lazy. I literally have to mention that because it is a reality. So you must be paying attention. Always look both ways before you cross the road, before you make a turn, because even if you're paying attention, somebody else might not be. And I would hate for any of you guys to come out here, rent a motorbike, and something bad happens to you. So other than just being very vigilant, make sure that if it's your first time riding a motorbike, don't just try to rent a motorbike and go into traffic. Yes, it's Thailand, and many motorbike rental places are not going to require you to show a license to rent to you. But if you don't have any experience, I would say be careful. Don't rent one. Enjoy your trip. But if you do decide to rent one, go get some practice in an empty area first before you get out into traffic. And do understand that once you get out of traffic, that's going to be a lot different than even in an empty area. But the empty area is for you to at least get comfortable riding the bike. But once you're on the live road, like I said, guys, it can get dangerous if you're not experienced because, once again, anything goes. They ride on the sidewalk, they'll ride against traffic, they'll drive fast, crazy maneuvers. So that's just a little tip, guys, I want to throw in, is that motorbike safety is very important out here. If you choose to ride one, don't get hurt and, end up in the hospital and rack up a crazy bill. And even worse than that, you could have something really bad happen to yourself that you can't recover from. So I want to throw it in there, guys, and do my, due diligence when it comes to these videos and give you guys, hopefully, some of the best information out here. So I want my channel to always be a resource people can come to and feel like they can always learn something and get some good information. When it comes to living in Thailand or wherever else I end up in the world, I will be here to try to inform you guys to the best of my ability. And the last few points I want to bring up when it comes to going broke in Thailand is not taking advantage of the savings of cost of living. I see so many foreigners come out here and literally spend more money than they would living back home, and that blows my mind. And like I said, usually the things that lead to that is, living on still a Western lifestyle, eating a lot of Western food, which is going to cost you more than eating Thai food, obviously. Getting expensive condos compared to what you could get out here, and simply, once again, like I said, partying every day. And why does this happen? How do people party every day? Is because in Thailand, literally, there's almost no difference in feel between a Monday and a Friday. If you want to party every day, it's literally open every day. And so this is how foreigners fall into the trap. And that money goes fast, right? When you're talking about 1,000 baht here, 2,000 baht here, 500 baht there. At first, it might seem like nothing, But 1,000 baht is $30. So you're spending 1,000 baht over and over and over again. Before you know it, you spent 5,000 baht. And then you spent 10,000 baht. Before you know it, you spent 20,000 baht. And if you're doing this, you know, multiple times a month or, you know, or every week or whatever, yes, you're going to go broke. Once again, ticking time bomb. So while I'm mentioning currencies, make sure you familiarize yourself with the currency exchange rate, right? So for example, once again, 1,000 baht is about $30. So if you divide it in half, 500 baht will be roughly around like $14. It varies because, you know, exchange rates, they change, they go up and down. But be mindful. So know what you're spending. You know, when you're spending 100 baht here, 100 baht there, be thinking in your mind how much it is in USD or Australian or GBP or whatever. Think about how much you're actually spending. Because like I said, Thailand can be cheap. But for many people, it adds up very fast. And like I said, so many foreigners end up having to go back home simply because they ran out of funds. Don't let that be you guys. So once again, if you want to come out here in savings, really evaluate your age and how long you plan to live out here. If you're thinking the rest of your life, well, you have to think about, once again, health insurance, your yearly cost of living. You have to think about your visa situation and more. So take all those things into account when you think you have so much money. When you add everything together, you might not be in as good a position as you thought. So really calculate that. But most importantly, guys, I would especially encourage the younger crowd not to move out here on savings, cash flow. And if you don't have that cash flow yet, then be patient. It's no rush. Thailand isn't going anywhere, guys. So don't rush your move out here. And you know, just to say, oh, I made it, I moved to Thailand, and then you have to move back 6 months because you don't have any money left. So I would say my best advice is be patient, you know, build that income stream up, build multiple income streams. That way you're just not out here, you know, depending on one flow or one stream in case anything goes wrong, you'll still have some money to survive. And with that also being said, is that come out here, enjoy your life, but also, you know, still live a modest life, because a modest life out here, in my opinion, is still a good life. I live a modest life, guys. I don't do anything crazy out here. I don't ball out. I'm not in the club buying bottles every night. So with that being said, you know, I live a very good life out here, but at a very affordable rate. I'm not doing nothing crazy. I don't have no crazy, you know, super expensive apartments. Everything I do out here is reasonable. You know, sometimes I cook my own food just because I want to be healthier. I eat, you know, street food. And so my cost of living is very reasonable. If you want to know more about that, I do have cost of living videos. And I will also be doing an updated one pretty soon. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got some more information. And now you know what not to do, right? Don't fall into the wrong crowd. You know, don't come out here and form bad habits. Don't come out here and do stupid business. And if you do that, follow those things, follow everything I said in this video, you should be okay. But before you guys go, one last thing. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I got more videos coming. I'll see you next time. Peace.